So when you guys walk into the Hanbu, right, onto the training floor, to the left there's a scroll behind sword and everything. It's Kokoro Sunanimichi no Hanarezu, right? Which is one of my favorite quotes by Miyamoto Masashi. It's never stray from the way, right? And we talk about the way a lot because that's the reason we have the school, Budo Rikai, right? You guys know that there are the 18 skills of the Bugaiju Happen, which are the 18 skills of Bujutsu, taught within our school. And then you have the 18 skills of the Shinobi Juachi Ki, which are the 18 skills of Shinobi. Now, I want to say the 18 skills on the Bugaiju Happen that we have in our traditions are different than the 18 skills that you might find on the internet. I've definitely seen more organizations have a different set of 18 skills. Same thing when people talk about the 18 skills of the ninja. I'm going to be honest, the 18 skills that we have under Shinobi Jutsu doesn't quite align with more of the more popular Ninpo organizations. But nonetheless, we do have, just as most schools that practice this idea of the 36 skills of war, we have 18 skills in the Bugaiju Happen, or Bujutsu, 18 skills of the Shinobi Juachi Ki, which is of Ninjutsu. That combines 36 skills of war, right? Which then you get to the idea of our school, Budo Rikai, School of the Warrior Way. We're training in all 36 skills of war, right? So in this idea of the way, you have that, like I talked about, that scroll, right? So when we think of that, Kokoro Sunanimichi no Hanarezu, right? Never stray from the way. The idea of training in the way is understand that every hardship that you have in life is a test of how dedicated you are to the way. When you're doing push-ups and it sucks, do you stop and act like a wuss? Or do you push yourself through it and act like a warrior? It's your choice. You choose. You could choose to be a victim or anything else in your life, but you choose. When it's hard in life, shit's going wrong, you have money issues, maybe there's, family issues, spouse or partner issues, kids, whatever it is, there's a hard time. That is a test. Do you handle it like a warrior with honor and do what's right? Or do you act like an ass? When you're faced with desire, things that you know you probably shouldn't be doing, do you handle it like you should do it, like a warrior, like the way, and not be guided by desire? Or do you fall to it? It's your choice. But the way, never stray from the way. That's very deep. And it's one sentence that one sentence, never stray from the way, is the thing that really resonates with me. Like beyond almost any other quote you can read. Because it says so much and so little. Because the way of doing it, the way of the warrior. It's not the way of the mailman, the way of the librarian, or the way of the gardener, or whatever. There's a sense of like, as a warrior, we're training to protect ourselves and the ones we love, but we're also trying to do things for a reason. There's a cause. We don't do something for no cause, right? That's why all Koryu schools, we don't fight other schools. You don't see me calling people up and say, hey, let's have a sparring night on Thursday. You guys good? I'd love to have my black belts come and kick your guys' black belts' ass. Oh, that'd be great. Are you good on Thursday or should we make it Friday? No, you don't do that. Why? Because then they see what you're doing. Other people see what you're doing. You don't let people see that stuff. Because you don't do something for no reason. What is the reason? You guys can spar, and we spar all the damn time. Sparring. You know what I mean? Training not to get your ass kicked, whether it's you or everyone else sparring with each other and all that. It's okay. You don't need to add any more people in there. So you don't do nothing of no use. Another great quote by Miyamoto Musashi, yeah? But that idea of never stray from the way, if you constantly think of that quote, that when you're walking the Hanbu, that, like I said, it's to the left, that scroll, that resonates deep. And then when you understand that, and you're like, the gods of war, as Shiken Harami Tsutai, right? And the gods of war, and we're training. And they give you the way that you choose your life path. All these things come at you, and you have to defend yourself, protect yourself from everything, not just physical attacks. I promise every one of you guys are going to defend yourself against mental attacks, emotional attacks, spiritual attacks, way more than you're ever going to have to defend yourself against a fucking wrist grab. Everyone wants to learn this fancy new technique. Okay, against a right grab, do this. Against a left grab, do this. How practical is that? How about against online internet hate, do this? How about against verbal abuse, do this? Against prejudice, do this. Those are attacks that you're going to see all the time. Those are the attacks that's going to help you protect yourself more than against a right grab. So when you use the word self-defense or Goshin Jutsu, it's not just protecting yourself against something physical. It's protecting yourself against something physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And when you go down your path, that way, you have to know that every hardship you face is a test of your resolve, is a test of how good you are at that way. How many times have you guys all seen people take shots at me on the internet? I'm sure you guys seen lots of those, huh? Have you ever seen me act like a total coward and run away and not make more YouTube videos and not put out more books and more DVDs and put up more advertisements ever? No, because I'm going to be damned. Nobody is, you are the only person that's responsible for your own success. Nobody can stop you from success. You are the only person that can stop you from success. You're it. You know what I mean? You ask the average person that does martial arts and say, is it possible for a transgendered woman who's a witch, runs around and talks about being connected to nature and magic, swings around a sword in 2020, is it possible for her to have thousands of people all over the world join her organization and she could be a major influence in the world of martial arts, the world of combat? Most people would say, no, that's nuts. It's not going to happen. Well, here I am. So if I can do it, why can't you guys get your goals? Most of you guys don't get your goals because under hardship you fail. When you're faced with that decision to do what's right, you do not stick to the way. You fail. You walk away from it. You go with desire. You go with addiction. You go with what feels good, not what's right, and you make the wrong choice. We all do. I'm human. I make just as many mistakes. The difference is my approach towards it. You have to have a better approach. Never stray from the way. Every hardship in life, everything, even down to the remote does not work because we need batteries. And my show is on. I need to find some double A's now. Do you get up off your lazy ass and go get some double A's? Or do you sit in your lazy boy recliner and yell at your children and go get you some damn batteries out of the box? It's your choice, but you set the example. Remember those eyes that are watching you. And as funny as that analogy seems, they see the one that they look up to teaching them right from wrong, not getting off their ass to take care of a problem. So be mindful of that. Okay? The next technique we're going to work on is a particular technique from Eshin Ryu. Okay, and it comes from Bato Ho Nobu. Now this particular kata, we're going to work with someone that has blades and all this kind of stuff. We've already talked about the proper way of drawing a sword, okay? So this particular technique, as you unlock the blade, we're going to do the classical ichi-ni-san, so ichi-ni. And as I draw, I'm moving in to kote giri, into the wrist, and then shuffling in, coming into the shomen. I step again, and I cut all the way down with kirya-roshi. I will then step back to jodan, step back to chudan, and then finish with kochiburi, okay? Now, make sure when you guys unlock the blade and put it away, you're doing it correctly. Don't do stupid shit. If you don't know how to do it correctly, make sure you pair yourself up with someone that does know how to do it correctly. We got enough black belts running around here. They all know how to do it. Because I've done kicked their ass enough to know that I know they know how to do it. So make sure. So make sure you pair yourself with someone that's right, okay? There's a lot of things on the internet where you see people do, even people with high rank. They draw the sword wrong. They put it away wrong. They do all this stuff wrong. Again, do it right. Just because it's flashy doesn't mean it's correct. Right? Okay, so that's going to be the technique.